milk seltzer explosions. It is one of my personal favorites. However, don't be upset because this week is also super exciting because we are building the human digestive system. In the slideshow this week, we learned about all the different parts that make up the human digestive system and how they contribute to digesting our food and absorbing important materials like nutrients and water. When you think about it, it's actually kind of crazy how all of these different body parts can fit inside of you. Fun fact, your intestines are about 4.6 meters long. That's crazy. As I mentioned, this week we are going to be building a model of the human digestive system. And the best part is that it actually works. The goal of this experiment is to build a model, and you can drop a bead into the mouth and it goes all the way through your model and comes out the other end. All right, let's do this. The materials you will need for this project are a piece of construction paper, varying sizes of cardstock, a paper plate, a small cup with the bottom cut out, some beads, a small container, and hot glue. Draw a sketch of your digestive system on the construction paper and decorate the piece of paper if you would like. Then, glue the small plastic cup to the top left corner of the construction paper as demonstrated in this picture. Take the piece of cardstock labeled esophagus and fold it along the dotted lines so that it makes a tunnel shape as shown. Glue the piece of cardstock labeled esophagus to the construction paper while maintaining its tunnel shape. Make sure that the opening of the cardstock lines up with the opening of the plastic cup. It is helpful if you glue the edge of the cardstock to the cup. Take the pieces of cardstock labeled stomach and glue them in such a way so that they curve and change the direction of the digestive path, as shown in this image. If needed, you can cut your pieces of cardstock to adjust the length. Next, take the pieces of cardstock labeled small intestine and glue them to the construction paper like shown in the picture. You want to make sure that some of the cardstock of the small intestine overlaps the cardstock of the stomach so that the beads can flow through easier. Do this by gluing the overlap together. Take your cardstock labeled large intestine and once again glue it to the construction paper so that part of it overlaps with the cardstock labeled small intestine. Here's a little tip. To help your bead flow through easier, try and make sure that the pieces of cardstock are always pointing downwards a little bit. Do not glue the cardstock directly across the page, otherwise the bead will get stuck. Take your piece of cardstock labeled rectum and fold at the dotted lines on the piece of cardstock. Glue them to the construction paper so that it looks like a balloon, like shown in the picture. Take your paper plate, decorate it if you would like, and glue the plate to the edges of the cardstock labeled stomach. If you would like, add more decorations to your model and then give your system a go. Place the clear container underneath the opening of the rectum and hold your model in the air and see if your bead can make it all the way to the container. It's best if you hold your model on a bit of an angle, otherwise the bead might fall out if it is being held so that it is pointing straight down. Awesome job, young scientists! I hope you had a great time building the model of the human digestive system. Don't forget to follow our social media and email me pictures and videos of you doing your experiment. See you next week.